What's going on, you guys? Today is November 5th, 2025. I took one trade today. It was a dub. It was a pretty massive day today. Here is my P&L on TradingView, or on, yeah, do all my accounts on TradingView. And then let me go on over to my Top Step, show you guys my Top Step accounts. Across 857, across 5 on here. So whatever that total may be, pretty big day today. It is what it is. But coming right into market open, here's what I was looking at. If you guys watch the drawdown to funded video later today that I'm going to post around 4 p.m. Eastern, I explained everything I seen this morning to a T. Everything I wanted to see happen literally happened to the exact T. Okay, so this is why I took this trade. Okay, so coming into this morning, I was leaning more bullish than I was bearish. We were kind of in like a mini market maker buy model. Also on top of that, we had this SMT with these. Well, if you go on the daily time frame, it's the lows from Friday, October 25th. Nasdaq did not take it out. ES did. Let me get these out of here. So I'm just gonna explain it to you guys. But everything I'm explaining right now, you'll see in the drawdown to funded video later today. So we had an SMT at those lows. And then we were also inside of a 4-hour bearish gap right here. So I had two conditions coming to this morning. I said, okay, if we don't find an entry and we run through this 4-hour gap, I can expect us to go long. Or if we respect that gap and then start disrespecting this hourly for value gap right here, I can expect, okay, this low right here and this low right here. But the reason I was leaning more bullish was because we had like an hourly AMD model cooking up. So everything is fractal, right? We look for AMD models on the lower time frame right when we're about to enter, but they also happen on the higher time frame. Okay, what do we have right here? We have accumulation on the hourly. What did we get? We get a manipulation lower into what? Into this hourly gap, and then we see a rejection out of it. Okay. So even though we had this 4-hour bullish gap to the left of us, I wasn't necessarily too worried about it because I wanted to see manipulation down into this hourly. And what do you know? That's literally exactly what we got. I don't know why he keeps doing this. He keeps making it so fucking big. Market open, and we got manipulation right into this hourly gap, and then we got an SMT with these 15-minute intermediate lows. And again, if you guys watched the drawdown to funded video this morning, I explained that to a T. I said if I'm going long, I want to see manipulation lower and SMT with those lows, and then we can look for a rejection out of it. Okay, the only thing that didn't really happen was us hitting this unfilled 3-minute, but I don't give a fuck about that. We don't need to hit that 3-minute. That was just like for more confirmation. We then came down, right, created that 15-minute SMT, and then these 935 lows ended up getting swept out right here. So come over here. These 935 lows never got swept out. So not only did we have a 15-minute SMT along with the hourly time frame gap and then all this LR above us as clear targets, but we also had a 1-minute SMT as well. We got the inversion right here. I did not enter. I did not like the close. It was about 10 points away from where I would want to see it close. So I stayed patient and I was like, all right, if it hits my break-even point right here, that's fine. I'll just look for continuations towards either this LR, and then I had my other targets were this 15-minute high right here and then New York PM highs from yesterday. So from there, I stayed patient, and then I ended up setting a limit order at the 1-minute inversion. I got tapped in. Here's what the trade idea looked like. Again, I don't know why he keeps fucking deleting it, but set it right at the top of the inversion. Stops at the body of that wick right there, and then my take profit to the top of this LR, which was going to be this one right here. Okay, so this is what the trade idea looked like. I got tapped in. We then ended up inversing this other gap right here, and I wanted to enter more cons. I just restrained myself. I didn't have that much drawdown left. I had about like $2,000 worth of drawdown, so I didn't want to like over risk. I went in with 8 micros on my top step and then 1 mini on my trading view, all my trading views accounts. Okay, so from here I ended up going break even at the new internal high that was created instead of this one. I felt like if we were to swoop this high and then go lower, I wouldn't want to be in the trade anymore, but this 1-minute order block ended up holding up as well. We ended up continuing higher, and then you guys know me, I like to trade like 1-to-1, 1 to 1.5. So as soon as we got to like this high right here, it was way over what I like to trade, so I started trailing aggressively. So instead of taking my profits all the way up here, my actual trade idea ended up looking something like this. I think I went in, yeah, like 69 points. So I missed out on about like 6 points or so, six or 7 points. But overall, I trailed my stop heavily because I was way over a 1-to-1. That's just the way I trade, and I was perfectly fine with the amount of money that was fluctuating on my screen. So that was literally all for me today. And then, yeah, New York PM ended up getting taken out from yesterday. So that, again, I called that out in a T to a T. And then, yeah, we're getting some sort of like retracement down into this 15-minute gap. And then we're probably just going to continue higher on the day. We're creating all this low resistance liquidity. It actually doesn't look that bad. So, yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you guys are looking to up your allocation, Lucid Trades, link is in the description, code LoeGpa, $75 all in for a 50K account. Cheapest in the game, super solid accounts. Go check it out, and I will catch y'all boys tomorrow.